Yo, how you doing? Why is this so bad? This video is really bad. I don't know why the video is really bad. That seems like kind of shit. Anyway, we're just gonna sit here and talk for a little bit, and that's good. 9:53 here on like a long day. Long day. Long day is a good way of putting it. London, and it's a day. It's a long day, and that is kind of a good way of putting it. And that is kind of a good way of making a mistake into a suggestively available advantage. That's all we need to do. That's all we need to do. So anyway, I'm just going to chill here for a bit, like for an hour or so, because kind of like I need to eat a little bit, and but also I'm trying to figure out what the hell, like. So basically, jumping before was kind of like talking about football and blah blah blah. Not everybody wants to talk about football. Not everyone's interested in football. Not everyone's interested in all that, obviously. So basically, you have to kind of like calibrate your style and recalibrate your style to the one thing that you want to, who's what is the one thing that what is the one thing that what is the one thing what is the one thing that everyone really is interested in? That's what you got to work out. That's what you got to work out. That's what you got to work out. You have to take a little bit of a break sometimes. You have to take a little bit of a break sometimes. But anyway, not necessarily what you have to do. But anyway, where the hell am I using for? Where the hell I'm like here in a live stream, and there's no fucking motherfucker about. That pissed me off. 1 minute 50. Hey, well, just like on cue, just on cue. It's just ridiculous. Like literally on cue, I was saying like, oh, I wonder where someone was, and then AJ appears. It was just like on cue. It was just like very, very much on cue. And very good, sir. Let me get my mouse down to the little bit. Uh, um, yeah. So like, I don't know if you watched the Arsenal game. Did you watch the Arsenal versus Atletico Bilbao game? I didn't watch any. I feel bad because I didn't watch any Betis games as well because I'm like half Arsenal, half Betis. Even though it isn't half half in terms of years, it's not half half in terms of years. I supported Arsenal since '93. I supported Betis since 2001. So it's not half half year wise, but it's half half in kind of like love wise. And if you've been to Seville a few times, you kind of like build up that love, and that love is built up, and then like yeah, you kind of just you know Betis is, but going to Betis is kind of like a continuous. If you were gonna go live in Seville, and you're gonna go, do you know what? I should drink this instead of just like pissing about. If you were gonna go to Seville, you're gonna go and live there. Oh, there's a door. I have to shut the door behind me because I'm OCD. 1 second. Sorry about that. I should wear a t-shirt, but it's so fucking hot. Like it's fucking hot, and it's getting quite hot over here. I don't know how hot it is actually. It's not even that hot, but it's getting up to 26. It's 26. It's apparently, well, they say it's 19 now, but they're kind of lying a little bit. So basically, what's happening? So what's causing a bit of a problem at the moment in terms of like climate change and the reactions to this is the sun is at the top end of sun cycle 25. So what that means is that the sun is like sort of farting out like big solar flares and lots of basically the sun is a bit kind of like bulky at the moment. It's kind of like flowing out a lot of fire and a lot of fire that is planetary. The sun is burping out fire that is larger than planets. So we're kind of interesting time sort of thing. So there's nothing necessarily to worry about that much because it's just kind of like how we deal with it. And like the constant thing is that the planets are always falling, and the sun is kind of like dragging them down. Like it's a vortex. The sun is a vortex, and it's quite an interesting situation to be in. Anyway, sorry. I was getting like way out of. I think I don't know. I don't know how to the game. I was at this. You know what? Watching naked gun films is not a bad thing. Yeah, no, I saw that. AJ, yeah, I saw that. Yeah, thank you very much for that. My issue is kind of like I like sort of talking about football and jumping on like streams and you know having sort of like debate and all this kind of stuff and having some words together and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know if I can do it that kind of regularly because it's not really the thing that I'm into the most. Like I'm much more like focused on like creating music, creating cinematic scenes and all this kind of stuff. I just find that like jumping on a sort of like football channel to talk about football. See, it's not like a waste of time, but it's kind of like I don't know how to even describe sorry without being a bit of a. I know it sounds like a bit of a sort of like prudish thing to say, but it's kind of like lower down, I suppose, in my in my things to try out and in my things to kind of like conquer sort of thing or conquer in inverted commas. Do you know what I mean? Naked Gun is fucking crazy, man. Naked Gun is very funny. It's like there's one scene, isn't there, with him when he's I can't remember the name of what happens. Balls, man. Anyway, just give me 1 second. It's 10 o'clock at night. What are we doing? What are we doing? 10 o'clock at night. Yeah, the funny Naked Gun was really funny. Well, the thing is, like, it's a sort of humor that we don't really see right now. It's like it's a sort of humor that, unfortunately, people are a bit guarded about right now. They're just kind of like a bit like, we can't say that. Or are you sure you can say that? Well, you don't want to be going into a situation where you're trying to make a sense of humor where you're thinking about shall I say that? Because that's informing what you're going to say. And that's like messing up what you're going to say, messing up your job, messing up with your thing. So yeah, it's just annoying, isn't it? It's just annoying. Yeah, man, it's been a good night. To be honest with you, because I went on Views channel and I spoke a little bit on Views channel. Then on a North Side channel about halfway through. I spoke on that. And I had a Magnum, and like the Magnum was quite interesting because I never had a Magnum before. 16.5% alcohol, which is quite good. It's okay. And then Northside was like, he's gone. No one wants to stay on for longer. Like what I kind of like find interest. What I kind of find more interesting is trying to stay on for like 8 hours, 9 hours. Like, because I know the only person who seems to do this is Lee, isn't it? AJ. It's like he's the only person who seems to be able to do this, and it's kind of like I think it's kind of like good if you can like obviously look I got 30, 33, 32 subscribers and all that, so I can't do it, but if you've got like 130 subscribers, just go live, man, and then like just let it roll. And that's what I would do, just keep the views going, just let it roll and keep the views going, just keep it as kind of like a just don't like go off sort of thing. Anyway, I will be back in 5 minutes, just gotta go to the bathroom. Bye bye bye, just 1 second. And then do you know what funny thing is, like we'll go through X. We'll go through the X mutants in just 1 second. 1 second. Yep, I'll be back very shortly. Just bear with me 1 second. Literally maximum 5 minutes. I will be back. 10 minutes. Absolutely not 10 minutes. No way. 5 minutes. See you in a bit. Yeah, so watching the game today, I mean, what did we learn? We learned nothing. The thing is, though, what's the most annoying thing about following Arsenal is the fact that these players are going to be injured again. And I don't mean that in a kind of like, oh, I'm trying to find a way to have a go at Mikel Arteta kind of way. It's just a sort of like tautological effect. And the players that have had, especially grade 3 hamstring injuries, mate, it's going to be very, very difficult for them to recover to the foot. Like, look, try to imagine it, right? You've had such an incredible injury that you've had to go under the you have to go into hospital. You've had to undergo surgery that will relinquish surgery that will end in a knife just slicing your thigh 7 inches. We're going to slice 7 inches off your thigh and all that. And we're going to keep on operating on your leg. I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to keep doing that. We're going to keep doing various leg exercises. Imagine that on top of the fact that you've got a manager who is playing everyone time in, time out, time in, time out. Who the hell is going to replace the players that are going to be injured? At least 3 fucking injuries are going to be played. I misspoke. I apologize. At least 3 players are going to be injured by Christmas. By Christmas, man. I'm telling you, by Christmas. Yeah. Naked Gun was one of the sort of like the last old school tunes, the last old school movies that you could actually make a movie out of, to be honest with you, because otherwise now you would not be able to make it. You would definitely not be able to make it. So yeah, no. Do you know what? What I would actually recommend as well, like as somebody who goes to the gym, let's say somebody who goes to the gym, you definitely do not want to speak to women at the gym. Not that I have bad experiences. I've had a couple of experiences. One was good, one was bad. So it's kind of like 50-50, I suppose. But generally speaking, you don't want to do that. Dating in 2025 is so much different to everything that was happening in 2005. I was saying to this to some of my friends. Actually, do you know what? This is an interesting thing to talk about. Do you know what? I will talk about this in 1 second. I need to turn this fucking light off. It's pissing me off. So yeah, so like dating in 2025 is very, very different to dating in 2005. And the reason being because you got social media. The reason being because you got a lot of people who are kind of like bigging up those girls. And that can actually happen to guys as well. And there can be like opportunities for guys as well to sort of do that. So dating in 2005 versus 2025 is absolutely massively different. However, if you do that as a kind of like, oh well, nothing has really, really happened, it's kind of like designated that sort of like higher, then dating in 2005 versus dating in 2025. Well, wouldn't you rather like prefer 2003, 4, 5, 6, 7? Wouldn't you rather prefer the earlier one? Because, like, to be honest with you, yes, you can go online now. You can go on Tinder. You can go on Bumble. You can go on whatever dating website that you want. But you've lost the whole. Like everyone's doing that. So I suppose kind of. I don't say like it's maybe like 80% of people are doing that. That's way different to what we used to have. Like eight. I didn't grow up in a time where 80% of people were using computers to get dates. I didn't grow up in that time. I've grown up to some degree in that time later on the age of like maybe 30s. I didn't grow up like 19, 20. I didn't grow up learning period with it. I just find it interesting, man. I just find it interesting. I just find it very interesting. And good to see you back, AJ. Yes, so yeah. So it's been kind of like a weird summer because like, this summer hasn't even been good. I don't know what it's been like in any other sort of country or wherever it is. Here we are in London. It ain't been great. Like the summer's been fucking terrible. Well, I mean, not terrible. Like I like it. The summer has been what would be described as other people. The summer in London over the past 6 months has been what will probably be described by charlatans as terribly awful, unacceptable, unenjoyable experiences. That's kind of like what they would do. That's what they would do. But anyway, we are kind of like better than that. So we've got into 20 minutes, and we should like let's have a look. Let's have a look. Well, the thing is, like with Eze, it's kind of like, well, yeah, definitely, we definitely need Eze, but like, what's happening? So I'm thinking what they're doing. I think what they're doing is they don't really care about things in the kind of like here and now. So what they're trying to do is they're just kind of like gonna what they think about it is they just kind of like put Eze on the sort of like end of everything. So it's kind of like, oh, here it is, bam, 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 and it's kind of like it's the end of it's just kind of like the sort of culmination and all this kind of stuff. I might be wrong. I have invented this cocktail. So this cocktail is a vodka or double vodka or triple vodka, depends on what you kind of like are looking for, I suppose. Hopefully, you're looking for relaxation. Then what you do is you put, I guess, about 200 ml of caramel milkshake, and then you put about like 150 ml of milkshake, and then you put a lot of ice cream in it, and you put a lot of like ice cubes in it if you want. I don't know. I'm getting tired of what you put in it. Do you know what I mean? So I just sort of drink it. I have to lose loads of the box on these. I don't know why. Anyway, fuck it. So I can type in here. Okay, so I'm gonna type. So things are a little bit strange. I'm gonna type this test. Whatever. That worked. Okay, that worked. Okay, cool. My whole thing was being a bit weird, so I had no idea whether that would work or I had to test it. So anyway, this season I've said for a while that I think that Chelsea will be dark horses, not for the title, but I think that they'll be dark horses in terms of a team that will push us. So you have to understand that it's kind of like this is the universe. The universe is very inconsistent. This is what we have to do. We have to kind of like understand this. What's happening with the lucid dreams? AJ, any lucid dreams? I haven't had any lucid dreams since we last spoke. I haven't had any. I've had a couple of that have been sort of like close to, but not what I would call lucid dreams. So, yeah. No, I don't lucid dream. Have you? No, Donnarumma is available. Yeah, yeah, Donnarumma is available. 26 minutes. Oh man, like seriously, yeah, you're right. You're right. We should sign him. 100%. We should sign Donnarumma, and there's a couple of other players I hate as well. Like we definitely should sign Donnarumma. I mean, the way that PSG have handled this, it just makes it so obvious to sign him. Just sign him. Like, why is it so difficult? I mean, it's not that difficult, is it? Really? Fucking hell, it's just so silly, man. Honestly, it's just so silly. But I thought you were having so AJ. I thought you were having like quite a lot of lucid dreams. Why do you think that stopped? Is that a good thing for you? For me, I've had like a little slightly different approach to it. It's not. I suppose it's not like the same as we were talking about before, but I just tried a different thing. So yeah, I mean, what was your? Do you still dream? Do you like? Is this something that's kind of like you know beneficial to you or what? Like people who don't watch this will not really understand what the hell we're on about. I should probably talk about something else, whilst I talk about this because like what is quite interesting is like me and some of the people who watch my show, most primarily AJ, who's a really good guy. We talk about kind of like lucid dreams and like the sort of depth of dreams and how dreams are kind of like manifesting in reality, how dreams are kind of manifesting in 3D, 4D, and all this kind of stuff. So we just kind of like to sort of chew the fat about that kind of stuff. So anyway, I'm getting a bit of a weird error thing here. What the hell is going on? Just 1 second. Yeah, Donnarumma shadowing something, but like don't forget me started on that. You honestly miss the dreams. Okay, let me. I need to go. Actually, what dreams do you miss? Like, because what do you mean you honestly really miss the dreams? Like, tell me what the explanation for that is. And I'm just gonna go bathroom. I'll be back in like quite literally 1 minute. Anyway, here we go, back again. So those dreams. So what you have to understand about dreams is that it's just a little bit of kind of like it's kind of a little bit of pushing you into trying to get used to what it's like to be navigating that kind of reality. It's quite difficult to navigate that kind of reality. Obviously, it's different to this kind of reality because this kind of reality is made of mortars and bricks, blah blah blah, in quote unquote. But what you want to do is you want to get someone who can kind of like really navigate reality and really get something that's kind of like going to kind of try to clasp around you, and then you obviously like you're kind of different to that. So that's kind of what you want to do. Well, no, the music's coming along fine. I think this might make the string drop. I don't know why. I have to plug something in. It's not dropped. Okay, that's good. So when I plug my headphones in, I don't want to plug my. When I plug my headphones in, it seems to make everything just drop. For some reason, that doesn't make any sense at all. Obviously, 'cause it's just a small signal. And there's three. There's three. Okay, so that's fine. Okay, that's absolutely fine. I'm just having a little bit of a problem with and all that. Okay, yeah, great. Anyway, yeah. Well, the music is coming along, kind of like it takes a long time, man. It just takes such a long time. It just it's so difficult to finish. Like it just kind of like gives you massive sort of like insight into the way that to finish a track, especially a drum and bass track as well, which is something that is going to be signed. It's something that's going to make you a lot of money. It's very, very difficult because drum and bass is essentially one of the hardest, if not the hardest, musics to make in terms of correcting, in terms of having correct bass lines, correct drums, and all that kind of stuff. It's a very, very difficult kind of thing to do. It's not easy. Not easy at all. I'm going to try and reload this because this is freezing up. Reload. I might disappear for a second. Well, that was weird. Oh, that was really strange. I didn't mean to need to do that. Anyway, okay, okay. Well, the thing is, AJ. The thing is, AJ. What these things do is they allow you to think about them. So whatever you did, for example, tell me how long you thought about this before you thought about the other thing. Because whatever you do that's bad, whatever you do that's a mistake, we all make mistakes. We don't, hopefully, we don't dwell on them. The point, I suppose, the point is not to dwell on them. It is difficult not to do that because dwelling on a point is something that you can kind of like easily do as a human. But try not to dwell on the point because, or what you need to do basically is learn from the point. So try not to dwell on the point, but also try to learn from the point. That's what you need to do. Learn from your point. I don't know, I'm on half an hour. For God's sake, that's nothing, isn't it? Anyway, we could do at least, oh, don't even make me think about 6 hours. I'm just so ridiculously competitive because I'm thinking, like, okay, I'm half an hour now. I could just do, like, 6 hours. No, you don't do that. No, 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 no. What I was going to say is like what I enjoyed when I was in London, which I'm not in now, obviously. London is gone. London is not somewhere any of us can, go back to. What's happening with this? So I have to give it this. to go to what? Anyway, yo, no dreams. So no lucid. Hang on 1 second. No lucid dreams. Yeah, so Rob, no dream. Right. Um. I don't know what this. This is sort of like cross a view stage. Yeah. So basically, I do another hour. We're going to go to about 1 or 11 or whatever it's called. I'm just going to do that. So I'm just going to go down. So basically, what we're talking about. Where is my thing? Where is my thing? Where's my signature? Okay, so look, the thing is, like, I was talking to my friend in the gym yesterday, and it was kind of like, it was an interesting conversation because it was kind of like, well, the difference in reality versus, 2000 and 2000, yeah, like 2025 versus 2005. The difference in reality is quite different. And what we were talking about was kind of like, well, what I was talking about more than anything, because he didn't have the power of the thing that we were talking about. He didn't have the power of the thing that we were talking down, was just more to the fact that you didn't have any phones, you didn't have any internet, you didn't have anything back then. Like, nobody had anything back then. Nobody had any kind of phone. Nobody had any kind of like bandwidth. Nobody had any kind of like, nobody had any kind of anything. Like, well, you sort of, nobody had any kind of anything. Which, I'm going to do a little bit of naughtiness, and I'll be back. I'll be back, bitches. Unless my fucking headphones get fucked off. Never mind. Who cares? AJ, I don't even know what molding for a lot of people means. I don't know what that means. Molding for a lot of people. I genuinely don't know what that means. To be honest with you, I will stay live for a little bit. I kind of want to just have a little. Let's just actually just mute this for a sec, and then I'm gonna like have a look at my Twitter, and then we'll combine the things together. I do want to play music as well across this. It's kind of like weird, but anyway. Okay, well, one thing at a time. I'll mute this. I'll come back with music at least. Or hang on a second. I don't want to. All right. Well, anyway. Actually, no, it doesn't work. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so that's absolutely fine. It doesn't really bother me that much. I mean, like, what bothers me a lot is that the kind of like the amount of nonsense, the amount of absolute nonsense that is going on. There's a lot of nonsense going on at the moment in terms of an asteroid that is supposedly an asteroid, or supposedly like a, earthbound. Like, I don't know what you want to call it. What would you want your word to be? It's not going to be anything bad. I mean, it's not even really worth talking about. The main problem of the whole situation is that there is a thing, i.e., this asteroid, that has sliced into our solar system without us realizing. That's the point. That's the point. That's the main sort of issue of the latest of the whole situation. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like, oh well, oh maybe it's because of this. Da, 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 da. Oh, it could be a fucking aliens. Oh, it could be this. No, the point is that we didn't see this humongous rock, which is about 4 times the size of the rock that hit the earth to wipe out the dinosaurs. So it's kind of like 4 times the size of Wembley Stadium. So it's not a massively insignificant rock. So what you want to do is you want to be able to kind of like detect that. You want to be able to detect those things coming in at a certain point. And it's actually sort of like quite, to be honest with you, we're quite lucky. Okay, so one of the reasons that humans exist is due to, there's a lot of luck that there's a lot of lucky outlets that occur that lead to something that leads to human existence. And one of these things is the way that the planet Jupiter protects the Earth. The planet Jupiter is the bodyguard of the Earth. The planet Jupiter is just kind of like bing, 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 bing. Every single threat that may come towards the Earth is gone. It's gone, and we have Jupiter to thank for that. We have Jupiter to thank for because we don't have Mercury to thank for that, do we? No, obviously not. Do we have? No. Let's not even continue that. We don't have that. Is anyone to confirm? So, well, that is kind of that, really. One of the things I miss is being able to go outside and just kind of like wander outside and just sort of like go outside and then kind of be like, oh, and then there's the stars. So that's the thing I do miss. I do miss that. If you're still there, AJ. Okay, let's have a look at this. Fine, fine, fine. Let's have a look at this. Make it smaller. Let's make it smaller. Blah, 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 blah. This is going to get a bit weird. Okay, hang on. The whole thing is just mad, man. The whole thing is just crazy. The whole thing is just ridiculous, man. Yo, look, I'm sorry. The whole thing is just fucking pissing me off, man. I can't do this. I can't do this because this fucking left. This left, basically, what's going wrong is the thing that is on the left wing is fucking up. The thing that's on the right wing is absolutely fine. And the thing on the far right thing, there's a far right. My thing is a circular thing. The thing that's on the far left thing is pushing us off. It's pushing us off. It's pushing everyone off, or everyone is going to be pissed off, you little motherfucker. Anyway, that's the person still alive. Two minutes, that's like unbelievable, isn't it? Where are the? Do I have to turn this off? Fuck off. God, there you go. Oh, brilliant. Anyway, so what was going on there was, I mean, like, how many fucking hours? Oh, do you know what? I need to put the thing in. How many hours? It's not like I don't really care about the hours, obviously, because it's not like I've been to sleep. It's not like I've been kind of like lazy, is it? It's like I'm just here. Do you know what I mean? I'm just like here making comments and stuff and all this kind of stuff. But it's kind of like, so it's basically not like I'm being lazy. But then those kind of things kind of like tag along. So yeah, I just want to know what's going on with the tag along stuff. Oh, well, that's true, isn't it? Okay. Okay, I guess we go to 1 hour then, don't we? It's ridiculous. Okay, so it's kind of gone ridiculous. Anyway, so the thing is kind of like, okay, let's just like, we're not going to kind of like, what's that, 13 minutes? Okie dokie, so 13 minutes. Look, do you know what? Do you know what? Dato said it right. He said it right because, like, he understood that the things that you could kind of like consume and be kind of like romantically entailed by can only be done in a certain way. So those things can only be done in the 60s through to the 70s. Like, fuck's sake. Listen, the things that are romantic, the things that are kind of like things that are life changing or whatever, and all this kind of stuff. It's very, very difficult to achieve these things right now. It's very, very difficult. And you just don't want to necessarily, I mean, like, I generally guess, people who are listening to this will kind of understand that the reality is kind of closing in on them. Obviously, your reality is kind of closing on you to some degree. So, reality in terms of it closing down, you have to kind of like get a bit used to that. I mean, it's not like too bad, but you have to kind of like, you'll be all right about it, sort of thing. But Abstracanus, let's say Abstracanus and Erica before I go. Abstracanus and Erica is a weird fucking thing, man. Very, very weird. It's very, very weird in terms of like, is that the right woman or whatever? Well, anyway, do you know what? Let me just. I can't. My thing doesn't work. My here we go. Here we go. You guys. Bloody hell, that's irritating. I just banged on about for fucking ages and there's no microphone. Absolutely unbelievable. But yeah, so well, I'll stay here for a little bit and like keep chatting and everything. If people are around, they're around. That's cool. We'll do here for another because it's only about 11 here. I've got this my beer left. Have a little chat. It's kind of weird though. It's kind of weird that like 1984, right? And then she's there 4 days after 1984. She's not on the 1st of June. She's on the 5th of June. Dana Barrett. Well, AJ has gone. Well, anyway, I could quite literally just sort of like stay here for 10 hours. It's like I tempt myself in terms of things. It's like, oh, we could just do that. Do you know what I mean? It's like, but then there's not going to be that. Do you know what? I would stay like 10 hours. Like, if there was like this opportunity for us to stay 10 hours, if there was like lows of people coming down and blah, 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 definitely I would stay 10 hours. Definitely, I would keep it going. But, obviously we can't, unfortunately. It certainly does not. Okay. That's fine. It's just so stupid, isn't it? Like, what are you talking about? Okay, we're not going to do that. Or are we? Let's see, we just let this run. Is that right? Okay. So I just want to do. All right, let's go. Hey, everyone's gone. Okay, so fine.